Qualitonali, good day. Buenos dias, Palabra 69. Hope everybody's having a blessed morning. Just right here, dropping off one of the kids at school and stuff and just relishing in that moment, because, for a while there, I remember my youngest child and them, being able to walk them to school, take them to school, experience that moment before I sadly made some negative choices and wound up taking a long vacation just due to a distorted belief system I had, something that, was inside of me I had to fix. But I just wanted to share, this thought that came to my mind, was, I don't know why, I was just thinking about the time I spent on a reservation, the time I lived there and stuff, and the beauty of it, and how sometimes there's people, they use the separation of a city Indian and a reservation Indian or whatever, And I just wanted to share my personal opinion, my thought, just for educational purposes on how I feel about this is that, we're not reservation Indians, even if we are on a piece of land termed a reservation, because that's probably not our ancestral homeland, to begin with. That's just a piece of allotment that was given to us by a systematic government, system of oppression that was put into place to places where they thought we belonged, And me, I understand, the running out of water, solar powered, if you're that fortunate to have solar panels and a couple batteries, and all that, the backup generator, having to go out there and cut wood, for the wood stove and all that. The beauty of the silence out there. Hearing the birds, the blue jays, whatever it is, the woodpeckers, seeing the deer, the elk go by, everything. Just enjoying it. The people, the foods, the commodity, cheese, all of that, And I trip because, to me, it seems that we forget that we're all indigenous to these lands, At time, my personal opinion. And there should be no distinction of a reservation Indian and a city Indian because we carry that same DNA, that same blood, Maybe we should be empathetic and sympathetic to those who didn't experience that life and, excuse me, and who are yearning for it, who are feeling that drum calling them back, to their ways, Maybe we should be more welcoming and understanding and teach them in a good way the teachings we were taught and try not to distort them. That's the key thing. Try not to distort them, And that's just my personal thought on that because I look at it like this. If you want to make the distinction of like, oh, well, I'm a reservation native and you're a city Indian, well, think about it. You're accepting the oppressor's mindset, and it's my personal opinion that, that belief of like this land is your allotment and that's, you're claiming that. You're forgetting what happened before that, what led to the placement of that land, of you or your people in that land, in my opinion, historically speaking, If we understand, a lot of people were moved from different states to other states, And now they claim that as like, oh, this is, my reservation, my land, So knowing our past guides our future, but I just wanted to share that and say much love to all my people on the reses and stuff, beautiful memories, all them broken down cars and them wild res dogs, all that, fun times, I love it, I look forward to going back and visiting and bringing positivity back, because I'll tell you what, At the mindset I was in back then, I thought I was doing positive, but no, I was doing the opposite. And now that the Creator has given me the enlightenment and the little bit of knowledge that I needed, the spanking, the time out to get my attention, I have to respect Him, And each one teach one is the way I see it, So that's just my personal thought on that, that out of every negative can come a positive, But the thing is this. Let's not keep the negativity going on in our own communities by continuing cycles of dysfunction or just even, whether it's just, using that term, oh, you're a city Indian, you're a res Indian. Then we're causing separation amongst ourselves, is my personal opinion, which we don't need. I hope stay true to you. Have a blessed day.